Well, hello. My name is Joe Foster. Some people call me J.D. I'm a Leominster native, and I've lived in the Twin Cities all my life. And I'm here to introduce a program to you. It's a personal favorite of mine, a country singer from right here in Massachusetts, grew up right here, by the name of Dick Curless. Dick was born in Fairfield, Maine in 1932. He moved to Massachusetts when he was 8 years old, and he started his music career here when he was about 16, 17 years old. Lived out in Gilbertville originally, I believe, and he turned professional, moved back to Maine, performed up there, for probably about 10, 15 years in the 50s, early 60s, until he had a national hit in 1965 with a song called A Tombstone Every Mile, and that's his signature song. You'll hear that song on this program. From there, he had a number of top 40 hits, country top 40 hits. He toured with Buck Owens for a number of years. He became known nationally and internationally as a country music star and recorded for Capitol Records during that period. In about the mid-70s, he moved back to Maine. He had quit drinking at that point. He had had a problem for a number of years, and experienced, I would guess you could call it a religious transformation, and that was his main thing that he focused on for the rest of his life. Throughout the late 70s and 80s and early 90s, he continued to record for different labels, including Roald Atle Records over in Norway in 1988. At that time, he met Roald Lasen, who was the head of Roald Atle Records, and started to perform in Norway during that time period. And that's when this particular video was shot, in 1990 over in Norway. He passed away in 1995 of stomach cancer, and since then there's been a lot of focus on his music. A lot of people have gone back and examined it and found him to be one of the finest singers, country or otherwise, to ever come around. So, without further ado, the Baron of Country Music, as he was known, Mr. Dick Curless.
Talk. Thank you very much. I really am glad to be anywhere in my lifetime here, so bear with me as I try to do what I can for you musically. I'm going to go back to my roots, to where I was raised in country music first of all, from my mom and dad. And over in our country we have a man on the Grand Ole Opry called Roald Atle, and he's been around almost since water. But he's an old man and did some songs, and I want to do you this first one tonight. It's over 50 years old, called Night Train to Memphis, about a little place way down south. Take that night train to Memphis, take that night train to Memphis, and when you arrive at the station, I'll be right there to meet you, I'll be right there to greet you, so don't turn down my invitation. Hallelujah, hallelujah, I'll be shouting hallelujah all the day, where we'll have a jubilee down in Memphis, Tennessee, and we'll shout hallelujah all the way. Take that night train to Memphis, take that night train to Memphis, you know how I'm longing to see you. Leave at 3:57 and arrive at 11, and I'll be shouting hallelujah, 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 I'll be shouting hallelujah all the day, where we'll have a jubilee down in Memphis, Tennessee, and we'll shout hallelujah all the way. Take that night train to Memphis, take that night train to Memphis, tell that engineer to pull the throttle open. Keep that engine stack a smoking, I'm not kidding, I'm not joking, and I'll be with my girl I'm hoping. Hallelujah, hallelujah, I'll be shouting hallelujah all the day. Well, we'll have a jubilee down in Memphis, Tennessee, and we'll shout hallelujah all the way. Thank you very much. Thank you. Doc. When I arrived in Drummond here last weekend, we played at a beautiful theater up there. It's just a gorgeous place to entertain. I had a marvelous time, and it was during the first show that a friend of mine asked me to do a Jim Reeves medley, because I understand Jim Reeves is very, very popular here in Norway. And because I met Jim in 1957, his producer ended up producing my records also. The guy that wrote He'll Have to Go for Jim became my producer. So because of the affiliation and also because of the influence in my career, I'd like to do you a medley of Jim Reeves songs. Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. Let's pretend that we're together all alone. I'll tell the man to turn the jukebox way down low. And you can tell your friend there with you he'll have to go. Whisper to me, tell me, do you love me true? Or is he holding you the way I do? Though love is blind, make up your mind, I've got to know. Should I hang up, or will you tell him he'll have to go? You can't say the words I want to hear while you're with another man. Do you want me answer yes or no? Darling, I will understand. Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. Let's pretend that we're together all alone. I'll tell the man to turn the jukebox way down low. And you can tell your friend there with you he'll have to go. I'm just on the blue side of lonesome, right next to the Heartbreak Hotel, in a tavern that's known as Three Teardrops, on a bar stool, not doing so well. The hands on the clock never alter, for there is no time in this place. There's no present, no past, no future. We're all just the same in life's race. Out where the bright lights are glowing, you're drawn like a moth to a flame. You laugh while the wine's overflowing, while I sit and whisper your name. Four walls to hear me, four closing in on me. Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. I'm just on the blue side of lonesome, right next to the Heartbreak Hotel. Four walls too near me, closing in on me. Thank you. I learned to play my guitar, really through ignorance, through really not knowing. I'm listening to records by Merle Travis and a black man by the name of Josh White, who would be picking like a thumb and fingers, see? But I learned with a pick, just a pick, and I didn't know, I couldn't see what they were doing on the records. And I developed like this. And I developed a style and didn't realize what I was doing. So one time I was sitting on my veranda porch there and just fooling around with the guitar, and I come up with this little instrumental, and it tickled me so that I was having fun with the guitar. And that's what music is about too, it's having fun. Anyway, I come up with this little instrumental I want to share with you, and especially these young guys down here that might want to learn how to play guitar someday, or just like music and want to boogie, want to dance, whatever. I just want to do this for having fun. It's just called Mumble Boogie. Once in a while I just may laugh or get tickled with what I'm doing, or if I make a mistake, who cares? I have to do this to kind of get in the mood of this next song. This, what we call the granddaddy of country music in the United States of America. His name was Jimmy Rogers, and he was called the Mississippi Blue Yodeler, and he was also known as the Singing Brakeman. And my dad used to bring his records home on them old 78 records and the gramophones. We used to put them on the record player, and I'd learn the songs from my dad. We'd pass the record around in the community, and I'd learn these old songs. And this is a train song I really like. I'm hooked on train songs and trucking songs and traveling songs. Anything to do with moving around anywhere, I love to sing about. And this is one of his. I do it a little bit different, but It's called Traveling Blues, and it's on one of the CDs that we have here. And we'll try it like this. I had a dream last night. I dreamt my good gal had gone. Well, I woke up this morning. She really had done me wrong. Well, I know it's not fair, but my good gal has done caught air. Well, I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm gonna bring my baby back. If that eight-wheel driver don't jump the railroad track, and I take her from that man, I'm gonna bring her home if I can. Yodelay, well, my gal's been trifling round about a week, I know, 'cause several of my friends just told me so and so. Yeah, she's found a new man, and now I can understand. Well, I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm gonna bring my baby back. If that eight-wheel driver don't jump the railroad track, and I take her from that man, I'm gonna bring her home if I can. Yodelay, well, it's true, my baby's gone. I know it won't be long. We'll both be on that train. My baby's coming home again. Yeah, she's been traveling round, but now she has thrown him down. Well, I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm gonna bring my baby back. If that eight-wheel driver don't jump the railroad track, and I take her from that man, I'm gonna bring her home if I can. And I take her from that man, I'm gonna bring her home if I can. Yodelay, lazy bones, sleeping in the sun. How do you expect to get your day's work done? You never get your day's work done. Sleeping in the noonday sun. Lazy bones, sleeping in the shade. How do you expect to get your cornmeal made? You never get your cornmeal made. Sleeping in the noonday shade. When taters need spraying, I bet you keep praying them bugs fall off of the vine. When you go fishing, I'll bet you keep wishing them fish don't bite at your line. Yes, lazy bones loafing through the day. I'd expect to make a dime that way. You'll never make a dime that way. Well, I declare, he never heard a word I say. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Doc, thank you very much. This next one here is a song. I look at the fjords here and I go back to my young days in country music and songwriting. I wrote this one here. I think I was right around 20 years old, somewhere there. And it's about the rivers and the fjords here in my country too. It's about a girl, just I met her down by the river. And this is called Down by the Old River. There's a little girl waiting down by the old river, waiting just for my love. So I got to go meet her. She says she's lonely, just for me only. I got to go there to please her, down by the old river. She's been mine for years. I haven't seen her in a long, long time. She said on my return, if my love for her still burns, she would be mine. There's a little girl waiting down by the old river, waiting just for my love. So I got to go meet her. She's been mine for years. I haven't seen her in a long, long time. She said on my return, if my love for her still burns, she would be mine. There's a little girl waiting down by the old river, waiting just for my love. So I got to go meet her. I'm going to do a song here. Elvis Presley, when he first started in music, he auditioned really country. They didn't know what to call Elvis at first. He was country. He auditioned doing this song country, and he started in country music a little bit, but they didn't know. They called him a Billy, a hillbilly, but a rockabilly. They didn't know what to call him. So they finally got him into rock and roll, where he sure started things flying. But when he first started auditioning, he did this song. And it's about, if you're raised on a farm, I was raised on a farm, I know about milking cows, about getting the hay, and I've done all that. And I just have fell in love with my animals. The dogs that I had in my life lived to be 14 years old. 3 of them I had lived to be 14, separate in their lives too. I was really blessed with having the animals around that long. I have some wonderful stories about them. Truly what they did is talented dogs. But this one here was one that Elvis Presley cut way back when he first started to audition for making records and getting into show business country-wise.
When I was a lad, an old Shep was a pup. Through the meadows and valleys we'd stray. Just a boy and his dog, we were both full of fun. We grew up together that way. I remember the time at the old swimming hole when I would have drowned beyond doubt. But old Shep was right there to the rescue he came. He jumped in and helped pull me out. Now the years rolled along and at last he grew old. His eyesight was fast growing dim. And one day the doctor looked at me and said, I can't do no more for him, Jim. With a hand that was trembling, I picked up my gun and I aimed it at Shep's faithful head. But I just couldn't do it. I wanted to run. I wish that they'd shoot me instead. Old Sheppy, he knew he was going to go, for he reached out and licked at my hand. And he looked up at me just as much as to say, we're parting, but you understand. Old Sheppy, he's gone where the good doggies go, and no more with old Shep will I roam. But if dogs have a heaven, there's one thing I know. Old Shep has a wonderful home.
I got a song here to do for you that Hank Williams made a big hit out of, and I just want to share it with you to kind of go up through the roots of music of where I brought my career to while I was in country. And this one called Lovesick Blues.
I got a feeling called the blues, oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what to do. All I do is sit and sigh. Oh Lord, that last long day she said goodbye. Well, Lord, I thought I would cry. She'll do me, she'll do you. She's got the kind of loving, Lord, I love to hear when she called me sweet Eddie. Such a beautiful dream. I hate to think it's all over. I've lost my heart, it seems. Well, I've grown so used to you somehow. Lord, I'm nobody's sugar daddy now, and I'm lonesome. I got the lovesick blues. Well, I'm in love with a beautiful gal. That's
just what's the matter with me. I'm in love with a beautiful gal, but she don't care about me. Lord, I tried and I tried to keep her satisfied, but she just wouldn't stay. And now that she is leaving, this is all I can say. I got a feeling called the blue. Oh, Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what to do. All I do is sit and sigh. Oh, Lord, that last long day she said goodbye. Well, Lord, I thought I would cry. She'll do me, she'll do you. She's got the kind of love, and Lord, I love to hear when she calls me sweet J.D. Such a beautiful dream. I hate to think it's all over. I've lost my heart, it seems. Well, I've grown so used to you somehow. Lord, I'm nobody's sugar daddy now, and I'm alone. So I got the love sick blues. All right, back in 25 years ago now it was for me. I had a hit record, and if you're in a career in country music, you always are looking for a signature song. If it's Ernest Tubb, it'll be Walking the Floor Over You. Or if it's Roy Acuff, it'll be Wabash Cannonball, whatever. Mine happens to be a song about truck drivers. Anyway, here's a song about my part of the country. It's cold up there, too. It's called Tombstone Every Mile. All you big and burly men who roll the trucks along, better listen, you'll be thankful when you hear my song. You have really got it made if you're hauling goods any place on earth but those Haynesville woods. It's a stretch of road up north in Maine that's never, ever, ever seen a smile. If they buried all the truckers lost in them woods, there'd be a tombstone every mile. Count 'em off, there'd be a tombstone every mile. When you're loaded with potatoes and you're headed down, you gotta drive the woods to get to Boston town. When it's winter up in Maine, better check it over twice. That Haynesville road is just a ribbon of ice. It's a stretch of road up north in Maine that's never, ever, ever seen a smile. If they buried all the truckers lost in them woods, there'd be a tombstone every mile. Count 'em off, there'd be a tombstone every mile. When you're talking to a trucker that's been hauling goods down that stretch of road in Maine they call the Haynesville Woods, he'll tell you that dying and going down below won't be half as bad as driving on that road of ice and snow. It's a stretch of road up northern Maine that's never, ever, ever seen a smile. If they buried all the truckers lost in them woods, there'd be a tombstone every mile. Count 'em off, there'd be a tombstone every mile. Yeah, you want to have a lot of antifreeze with you, boy, when you get up in that country. I had an antifreeze up there one time. I believe she was a great aunt. Boy, she had to be. It was 40 below zero, if I remember right, in Fort Fairfield, Maine. I'm heading for the last roundup. Gonna saddle old Payne for the last time and ride It's time your tears were dry. I'm heading for the last roundup. Get along, little doggy, get along, get along. Get along, little doggy, get along. Get along, little doggy, get along, get along. Get along, little doggy, get along. I'm heading for the last roundup. To that faraway ranch of the boss in the sky. Where the strays are counted and branded, there go I. I'm heading for the last roundup. Get along, get along, get along, get along. But here's something that I want to share with you. Well, there that goes, doesn't it? I've done it a few times. Anyway, my life now has been changed, as you've gathered. I was very successful in my career, but I was my own worst enemy because of my alcohol. I was on 2/5 of vodka a day. That's 2 bottles a day that I had to have for me to live every day, and I needed it like air. I needed to breathe. It's such a terrible, terrible disease. And anyway, I quit that in 1973, and I had an experience with God, truly did. He put me down to where the black hole was and where I was bound and helpless. And I was my only company, and I'm poor company. And he saved me. I begged for him to save me, and he did. And I didn't meet Jesus then until, that was 73, I quit. I met Jesus August 3rd, 1976. But my theme song for me and for people who have the problem like me and can get over it, boy, it's one day at a time, and I want to share that with you. I'm only human. I'm just a man. Lord, help me believe in what I can be and all that I am. Show me the stairway I have to climb. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. Do you remember when you walked among men? Well, Jesus, you know, as you're looking below, low that it's worse now than then. Pushing and shoving, crowding my mind. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time.
Thank you very much. I have since cut a new record album with Mel Tillis, who's my friend there in Nashville, Tennessee, and I used his entire band, the Statesiders, to do this one. So I want you to hear this particular song with the soundtrack with the Statesiders. They're good pickers, good musicians, and I enjoy doing this. This record, by the way, I had it out first before Randy Travis had it. It's called Matter of Time. And I had it, my album graphics and the artwork was already in place, so I couldn't take it back. But I didn't make it with a single record, but I was on the right track anyway. And I'm just tickled to be here with you with the record. And this is my version of Just a Matter of Time.
Someday, some way, you realize that you've been blind. Yes, darling, you're gonna need me again. It's just a matter of time. Go on. Until you reach the end of the line, I know you'll pass me away again. It's just a matter of time. After I gave you everything I had, you laughed, called me a clown. Remember, in your search for fortune and fame, what goes up must come down. I know that one day you'll wake up and find that my love was a true love. It's just a matter of time. After I gave you everything I hate. You laugh and call me a clown. Remember, in your search for fortune and fame, what goes up must come down. But I know that one day you'll wake up and find that my love was a true love. It's just a matter of time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I am praying for the day when the whole world can say that the terrible wars are no more. When the boys who are gone start their long journey home, I am praying for the day that peace will come. On behalf of all the people who walk upon this earth, I'd like to say a few words to the leaders of all the great nations of this world. Gentlemen, it is within your power today to decide if man shall live in peace or war. It is even within your power to decide if mankind shall continue to exist or whether we will perish from the face of the earth. Throughout all the world, all nations, men, women, and children are praying that your decisions will lead us into a world of peace. A world where words such as hate, fear, and aggression will be replaced by love, peace, and understanding. Is it not better to lift up your hearts to your God and to lift up your eyes to a heaven filled with nuclear bombs? The decisions are yours, but we, the people of the world, will bear the consequence of your decisions. Someone said, and I'm sure it is true, whatever man can think of, man can achieve. May you humbly and honestly think in terms of peace. But as for myself, I am praying for the day when the whole world can say that the terrible wars are no more. When the boys who are gone start their long journey home, I am praying for the day that peace will come.
Thank you so much. I've enjoyed this very much. Thank you.
Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in? Miracles, I guess, still happen now and then. Step into my heart. your cares behind. Welcome to my world, built with you in mind. Knock and the door will open. Seek and you will find. Ask and you'll be given the key to this world of mine. And I'll be waiting here with my arms unfurled, waiting just for you. Welcome to my world. Knock and the door will open. Seek and you will find. Ask and you'll be given the key to this world of mine. And I'll be waiting here with my arms unfurled, waiting just for you. Welcome to my world. Casey Jones was a railroad man back in the States here, so let's do Freight Train Boogie for the man. Casey Jones, he was a mighty man, but now he's resting in the promised land. The kind of music he could understand was an eight-wheel driver under his command. He made the freight train boogie all the time, yes. He made that freight train boogie as he rolled down the line, yeah. Well, now when that fireman started ringing the bell, everybody along the line could tell Casey Jones, he was a coming to town on the 6-8-wheeler that was burning the ground. He made the freight train boogie all the time, yes. He made that freight train boogie as he rolled down the line. Casey Jones, he was a mighty man, but now he's resting in the promised land. Kind of music he could understand was an eight-wheel driver under his command. He made the freight train boogie all the time, yes. He made that freight train boogie as he rolled down the line. Fireman started ringing the bell, everybody along the line could tell Casey Jones, he was coming to town on the 6-8-wheeler that was burning the ground. He made the freight train boogie all the time, yes. He made that freight train boogie as he rolled down the line, yeah.
Thank you. Tusen takk.
Have I told you lately that I love you? Could I tell you once again somehow? Have I told you who I'd love to share my life forever? Well, darling, I'm telling you now, my world would end today if you refuse me. I'm no good without you anyhow. Dear, have I told you lately that I love you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. Have I told you lately when I'm sleeping? Every dream I dream is you somehow. Have I told you why the nights are long when you're not with me? Well, darling, I'm telling you now, my world would end today if you refuse me. I'm no good without you anyhow.